Hey guys, it's your boy HiChatB, and today I have another interesting video for you guys. Today we're going to be going over how powerful is Rias Gremory. This will be a sequel to the video that I made a year ago. This is just a more in-depth video on how powerful Rias is, because in my initial video, from rereading the light novels for High School DxD, the anime and the manga, I think Rias is far stronger than even I took her for. So yeah, I'm excited to go into how powerful is Rias Gremory. You know, one of the best women in all of anime, one of the best waifus in all of anime. Personally, my favorite is letting y'all know. I think y'all know that already. So I'm very excited to dive into how powerful is Rias Gremory. So without further ado, as I make my famous walk to my desk, as I whip out my high IQ Giga Chat brain, as I rub my hands together for another banger video that I've been cooking up for you guys, it's time to go over how powerful is Rias Gremory. We'll be going over the manga, the anime, and some light novel scaling, because I reread most of the light novels for High School DxD, and come to find out Rias is a lot more powerful than even I took her for in my first initial video over a year ago. So without further ado, let's dive into how powerful is Rias Gremory. So in season 2, Issei and Rias are fighting this guy who fought God, and Issei amps Rias to the point where this fallen angel is impressed with her power. Now this is an amp, but she does get much more powerful than this later in the story, right? So Asriel summons spears of light, right? And Issei states that they are capable of like moving in a flash of light. So this would mean the spears of light should be light speed, right? Then, in the manga, Gasper stops time, and Issei senses like Gasper is stopping time. Rias is not near Issei at this time, so Asriel and Rias like talk about how what just happened, and Kiba and Zenobia are able to react to the time stop. And then Rias explains to Issei like what happened, like the time stopping. Yes, it was Gasper that stopped time. Then Asriel talks about how Gasper's time stop doesn't affect us because of like how powerful everybody else is. So Kiba and Zenobia are only able to move because their holy weapons allowed them to, or protected them. Whereas everybody else, they just had a high battle power, and like their raw power alone was just too much for Gasper and his time stop to work, including Rias. So then in the light novel, it confirms that Gasper, he did stop time, and then Issei did sense what was going on. And then it also confirms in the light novel that Rias like can move due to her high battle power. Then in the light novel, like I said, it confirms that Rias was able to move due to her high battle power. And then the light novel, Issei, for about a couple of paragraphs, he is glazing and gassing up Zenobia's like movement speed. How she was able to react to the time stop, like this man is glazing her speed for like a couple paragraphs. Like he states he's highly impressed with Zenobia's speed, and like wow, the fact that she was able to instantly react to the time stop. So Zenobia should have inaccessible speed because she reacted to the time stop, and Rias should scale above her, and which is giving Rias inaccessible speed, right? So this is pretty good speed scaling for High School DxD, and this is good speed scaling for Rias Gremory, right? So then, when Issei fights Volley, right? Volley is able to half the dimension that they're in. So the dimension that they're in, Volley is able to half the dimension, right? So Asriel states that Volley can warp dimensions with his power. So this would give Volley universal plus levels of power. And then Rias gets far more powerful than this version of Volley. And then in season 3 of High School DxD, this is going to show some consistency with the scaling that I provide so far. So in season 3 of High School DxD, right, in the manga, right, Issei fights this guy who can cleave dimensions with his blade, right? So this is universal plus scaling. This is showing consistency that Volley, like him warping dimensions, like is consistent with High School DxD scaling, right? Then Loki sends Fenrir, the dog, who is like Fenrir is like the dog in like Norse mythology, right, at Issei, and it catches Issei off guard, so Issei is hurt. So Rias goes in this like angry state of power, and Loki does acknowledge like her level of power. So this will scale Rias above all the other feats that I present so far in the video, because Loki is stronger than anybody they have fought up until this point in season 3. Then he is impressed with her power as well, and then also in the light novel, Rias is able to fight Fenrir's children, who are capable of like Fenrir's children should be comparable to Fenrir, who was like able to like hurt Issei, and Rias is able to fight these beings. So Rias should have like universal plus level of scaling. So switching back to the anime, right? This is the guy that I keep talking about, right? So this guy, he has another statement that he can cut, like he can cut through dimensions. He can cut a path through dimensions with his power. So then, in High School DxD season 3, Loki puts a spell on Rias and Issei. So this spell doesn't enhance Rias' power at all. It just like enhances her negative like emotions and self-doubt that she's been having throughout the season. So Rias is taken to the dimensional gap. Now, why the dimensional gap is crazy and impressive in terms of High School DxD scaling. So Akano states that in a dimensional gap, right, the laws of physics no longer apply. She states the laws of physics no longer apply. Then she states, like, the distance, direction no longer apply. Like that's irrelevant in the dimensional gap, right? Then she states that time and space are irrelevant in here. Like they don't apply in the dimensional gap. So this would mean the dimensional gap is a 5D construct, or this realm is like 5th dimensional. Because like I said, time and space are irrelevant. Distance and direction like don't apply in here, and then the laws of physics do not apply. So this should be a 5th dimensional. Like the dimensional gap should be like a 5D construct or 5th dimensional realm, right? So what's crazy to Rias' scaling is that, so Akano states that Rias has such destructive power, right? She states that Rias is not at full power and something is holding her back from reaching it, right? Then Akano states if Rias was at full power, the dimensional gap is not a safe place to hide from her. So Akano is implying that Rias, if she was at full power, she could destroy this 5th dimensional realm, right? Now also, we should take Akano's statements about Rias as gospel truth, because she's trained with Rias for a long time, and out of everybody on like the Gremory team, like Akano should know, she should have full knowledge of Rias' full extent of her power. So yeah, 5th dimensional scaling for Rias, but obviously Rias does much more impressive stuff later in season 4 and in the light novels as well. But this is very good scaling for Rias Gremory. So Issei is stronger than Rias, right? So in High School DxD season 4, Issei unlocks Drake's original power, right? So Drake talks about how this feeling is nostalgic, right? Then Issei states this Drake's original power is overflowing, right? Like it's overflowing his body, right? And it's beyond his comprehension, right? So the fact that Issei has never stated about this up until this point of season 4, he has not stated anything like this based on all the other power-ups that he's had. So I think this puts Issei at 6D, like 6th dimensional, 6D, because again, he says his body's overflowing with power, and he has never said that before, and it's beyond his comprehension. So I think it's fair to put Issei at this point at 6D, since like this is beyond his comprehension. So then Cyborg, when Issei like fights Cyborg, right? Cyborg pushes Issei to unlock a power that is beyond Drake's comprehension. The red dragon, right? The red dragon that's inside Issei. So Issei unlocks a power that is beyond Drake's comprehension and his understanding, right? So I think since Drake can't comprehend and understand this power that Issei tapped into, this would give Issei 7D in my opinion. And then Rias would scale to this because Rias fights Cyborg's lion that amped him to fight this Issei that's 7D, right? And then in the light novel, it confirms that like Rias was able to damage this lion. So Rias should scale to Issei to some degree, not fully, but some degree, because she's able to like damage this lion, even though she does lose, right? And this is all confirmed in the light novel, right? So by the end of High School DxD Season 4, since Issei is like 7th dimensional, right? He should be 7D. Rias should scale to Issei to some degree. So Rias should be 7D because of all the stuff that I explained recently. So now we're going into strictly light novel territory. This is light novel information. This is light novel feats. Because obviously the High School DxD anime is not quite caught up. Okay, so now I'm going into purely light novel material because the anime is obviously not caught up with it. Like I said, okay, so Ophis is the infinite dragon god, right? She's stated to be infinity, the embodiment of infinity, right? So Ophis should be like above anything Issei has fought up until this point. Like she should be an 8th dimensional being. She's stated to be infinite. She's stated to be the embodiment of infinite, and she's infinite compared to everybody else that he has fought. And she knows that he's fought Cyborg and Loki, and she infinitely is beyond that. So she should be an 8th dimensional being, in my opinion, because it's stated numerous times that she is beyond she's like I said, she's the embodiment of infinite. She's just infinite in general. Issei talks about damn, the power to take down infinite is crazy, right? So then Ophis and Issei and Volley, right? So they fight Kokuko, who's trying to take Ophis's power. So basically Issei and Ophis and Volley, all of them team up to fight Kokuko, this powerful being, right? And then Rias and Akano, they take part in this battle, right? And then, like I said, the light novel also states that, like I said, Rias and Akano, they're taking part in this battle when they're fighting Kokuko. So Kokuko is, Issei states Kokuko has overwhelming power. Overwhelming power. Then, Kokuko is stated to be an infinite being compared to everybody else that Issei has fought. Issei states this is an infinite being. So the infinite being, Ophis, that Issei just encountered, he said Kokuko is he's just infinite. He's just infinitely beyond her, right? So this would mean Kokuko should be a 9th dimensional being because she's infinitely beyond the person that Issei just said is infinite. And then Issei is a little bit, he's questioning how the hell am I gonna take down an infinite being that is beyond the infinite being that I first encountered, right? And then like I said, it's also confirmed once again that Issei, he did take down this infinite being, right? He did take down this infinite being. So then after Issei and his friends fight Kokuko, this infinite being, right? That's 9th dimensional, right? Before the rating games, right? They talk about how Gasper, right? This is after they fought Kokuko, right? 9th dimensional being, right? They say Gasper has power that surpasses everybody's imagination. That's what they say about Gasper. He surpasses everybody's imagination. He has power beyond imagining. He has power beyond imagining their imagination. So this would mean Gasper should be a 10th dimensional being, since Issei just fought Kokuko, who's an infinite being, 9th dimensional, right? And he says that Gasper has power beyond his imagination. So this would give Gasper, that he should be 10th dimensional, since he's beyond Issei's imagination in terms of Kokuko and who they just fought. So then Issei and the squad, they hear about Sir Zex, Lucifer's team. This is Rias' brother. Sir Zex, he's Lucifer. He's the king of the underworld. You get what I'm saying. So it said, Sir Zek's team is stated to be is said to be the strongest team in the underworld, right? So then Issei and Gasper they fight Sir Zek's son. And Issei states that Sir Zek's son has overwhelming aura and immense power. Then Issei, like I said, he fights Sir Zek's son. He states this child has unimaginable power. Just straight up, they just say he has unimaginable power. This since Issei says this child has unimaginable power, right? Issei can't comprehend how this child has this much power, right? I will still say that Issei and Gasper should still be above this child, because they are not exactly going like all out against Sir Zek's son. And yeah, so Issei and Gasper should still be above Sir Zek's son. But everybody does agree with what Issei said about how this child has unimaginable power, right? So then Rias starts to train for the rating games, right? Because she wants to become the champion of it. So after Rias is training, when she participates in the rating game, she conjures up this crimson red spear, and everybody is scared as shit. Gasper is nervous as hell. Issei is sweating. He's glazing the spear for like half a page. I swear to God, in the light novel, he's gassing up this spear for like half a page. Like, he states it has unimaginable power, and this move will probably be banned. Like, they're talking about how this move is gonna be banned, like after like Rias has used it and like from the rating games. Like, I think, given how nervous Issei is and Gasper, they're both feeling insecure about themselves. When Rias made this spear, like they say it has unimaginable power. Like Gasper and Issei, they're kind of sweating like after seeing this. So I think the spear should be way above Gasper. I think Gasper is very concerned. I think Gasper definitely thinks this thing can kill him, and it is beyond him. And then, like I said, Issei starts to sweat about this crimson spear that Rias like created from her training. Like, Issei is sweating right here. So Rias with this spear should be 11th dimensional, because like I said, this should be on an entirely different level and tier beyond Gasper, who's like 10th dimensional, like I said. So like I said, this will scale way above Gasper. I don't think Gasper thinks he would survive it based on him and Issei's expression. Even Issei is questioning himself about like the spear. He doesn't say if it would kill him or not, but he's questioning himself about right then. So Issei fights this dragon this dragon, Issei states, has magnificent aura. And then Issei states he has amazing spiritual pressure, and his power is so intense. Like, he calls the guy's power insane. He says like he has, like I said, immense spiritual pressure and immense power, right? So Issei, in my opinion, to beat this guy, Issei boosted himself to an infinite degree. An infinite, like, amp. He boosted himself to on an infinite level to beat this guy. So we know Issei can boost himself in mid-battle to like an infinite degree and gain like an infinite amp in battle. When he's like emotional, like he has people cheering on him, like we know Issei can do this. Like, he's done this many times in the High School DxD anime and then many times in the light novel. So we know he should have the power to do this. It even says like when he's boosting himself to an infinite degree, he holds like the infinite hopes of people. So like, I think Issei boosted himself to an infinite level to beat this guy. So this dragon that Issei had to beat, that pushed him to amp himself on an infinite level, should be like 12D or 12 dimensional. Like, he should be a hyperversal being, because Issei had to boost himself to an infinite degree to beat this guy. And then obviously Issei would be this strong, because like he did this shit to beat this guy. So yeah, so this guy that Issei fought should be hyperversal, because he pushed Issei to amp himself on an infinite level to beat him. So then, later in the light novel, so Issei gets stronger. So over the course of like the light novels, right? Issei and like Rias and everybody, they get more and more powerful, right? Because they're fighting stronger and stronger enemies, right? And like I said, his friends, they fight more powerful enemies. So Rias and Issei encounter these powerful enemies, right? So Issei states this guy is strong, and he states to Rias, I need to use that form to beat him. So when Issei is saying I need to use that form, he's referring to the Juggernaut drive. That's what he's referring to. Now Rias tells Issei like, we need to save that power for more stronger opponents that lie beyond this stage that we are at. So Rias states that we are going to work as a team to take this guy down. Remind you, right? Issei's gotten stronger than when he fought like the previous dragon, right? That I talked about was Hyperversal, right? Then he states he needs the Juggernaut drive to beat this guy. Rias is like, no, you need to save that power because there are stronger opponents that lie beyond this. And Rias states like, if we work together, we can take this guy down. So Rias is she's confident she's able to hurt this being that Issei feels he needs to go into the Juggernaut drive to beat, and then obviously they do beat this guy while working together. So she can hurt this being that is stronger than the dragon that I said was like Hyperversal, right? So I think in terms of attack potency, Rias should scale to Issei to some degree. Like to some degree she should scale to Issei. So I think in terms of attack potency, that would give her Hyperversal levels of power, given like how she fights more stronger opponents than like the opponents I have listed in this video. Because like I said, the light novels, there's still like more volumes, more chapters like going on. Because there's still some chapters I need to read, but like I've got a good gauge on like what I think and how strong I think she is. So she should be Hyperversal because she fights way more powerful beings than in the anime, and then in the light novel she fights way more powerful beings that she should scale to some degree, because she's still like helping Issei in the fights that are happening in the light novel. So like I said, in terms of attack potency, she should have Hyperversal levels of power, and in terms of speed, she should have from immeasurable speed to high immeasurable speed, because she should scale to Issei, who could just amp himself on an infinite degree, that already has immeasurable speed just in his like balance breaker form. So like I said, in terms of speed, immeasurable speed to high immeasurable speed. So once again, I'll say it again, I think in terms of attack potency, I think she has Hyperversal levels of power, and then in terms of speed, she should have immeasurable speed to high immeasurable speed. So hope you guys liked the video. I worked very hard on it. I just wanted to upgrade Rias' scaling because I reread most of the light novels, and she's far stronger than even I took her for, like way stronger. Like I ain't know Rias was Hyperversal until like I had to reread the light novels. I was like, damn, like they are fighting some very powerful opponents. But hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Hyperversal, and I'm out. Peace.